What's good, people, and welcome on another episode. If you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. The trio on the Breakfast Club went pretty viral, I think, a few days ago when they said that Risa Tisa, the 50-part series lady, that she has a big back behavior. That went pretty viral, and people were so pissed. Even after people called them out, it did not apologize until Risa Tisa was on Tamron Hall's interview where she talked about the three things that really alter in the process of her sharing her story. And she mentioned and talked about the big creator who said she has a big back behavior. After she said that on that interview, Chárlamagne issued an apology that doesn't seem like an apology because there is no apology if you still have to use the word but. I am going to roll the clip, then what people have to say about his apology, because that apology was not given at all. He might as well not say anything according to people's reaction.
So Chárlamagne tried to clarify his big back comments in a quote unquote apology today on The Breakfast Club, but it ended up being a non-apology in the worst way. If you need context, please click on the comment and go back to my last video. And the reason for him coming out and giving this alleged apology was because Risa went on the Tamron Hall show and came out and said that those words were offensive and they did affect her.
Then there was a very famous personality that called me a big back, talking about my weight. And so it's things like that that I'm like, Jesus, I can already admit I'm self-conscious, as a heavier woman. I feel like how I look should not dictate whether or not I deserve.
And now we're going to get into what Chárlamagne said. If you are giving an apology and you include, I'm sorry if you were offended, and then follow that up with the word but, that apology is not sincere.
All jokes aside, I tell y'all all the time, the easiest way to keep your own peace is to not disturb the peace of others. I disturbed that woman's peace, and that wasn't my intention. So I apologize if my words made her feel that way. But I do have two things to say.
He said he had two things to say, and Just Hilarious literally compared her to Sheila from Why Did I Get Married? So you did have context. And so he went on to say that now if y'all want to have a conversation about reinforcing negative stereotypes about big backs, I understand. I'm open to it, but acting like I was having a conversation about Risa Tisa's looks and size, that's not accurate. Again, Jess literally said, oh, she's giving Sheila from Why Did I Get Married? Like what? Like stop playing in our face. And as far as the second thing he wanted to say, he decided to basically blame her because she decided to take her truth to the internet.
And I do have one final point, just one. We all have social media. No, we all have social media.
Absolutely.
And we all use it for different reasons.
Yeah.
And Reese's getting a lot of props for being so vulnerable. Salute to her. But I personally feel like we have to stop bringing this stuff to social media if you don't want people to have an opinion about it.
Absolutely.
Because some of this stuff should just be reserved for our therapists. If we can't handle people having an opinion about whatever we are venting about, keep it off social media. That's my personal
That's
opinion.
a good point. And of course his goons were right there to co-sign, Just Hilarious and DJ Envy. How do you disparage someone by basically fat shaming them, then present an apology and say, well, on the other hand, it's your fault because you brought your business to the internet? That makes no sense. Meanwhile, Risa Tisa has been prospering. CAA signed her. I'm hearing that there have been movie deals. I wish nothing but the best for her. But let me know what y'all think.
Would you call your mother, your wife, or your daughters big back? And I'm still a fan of The Breakfast Club, but The Breakfast Club is slowly turning into the mean girl, mean boys club. If this mean girl energy continues, the show should just be on the Zeus network. I mean, it's sad that they call Risa Tisa a big back, but it's the fact that they don't understand that calling somebody big back is offensive. And the apology that they gave to Risa Tisa was so backhanded, it was so weak. If you apologize to someone, don't ever say if or but in the apology. Apology should just be, I apologize for what I did, not I apologize if I hurt you, but whatever. No, just apologize. And then they were saying if you post content, then it gives people free range to say whatever they want to say about you. And I'm like, no, it does not. Nobody has a right to be verbally abused on the internet. That one comment that you made might be the reason that somebody... The apology that they gave to Risa Tisa was very Regina George. It was very, you can't sit with us, big back. Like, it wasn't a true apology.
So what did I tell y'all was going to happen? Because I'm pretty sure exactly what I said was going to happen. happened. Pause. Just like I said he would, the Milk Dud Menace got on here giving a backhanded ass apology. Any apology with a but is not an apology. So he said he was sorry to Risa Tisa, but he still doubled down on this big back energy claim and that he was open to have a conversation about furthering stereotypes. So he knows what he said is bullshit, but he's not backing down. He goes on to further make it seem like it's Risa Tisa's fault for putting our information out there. Now look, you said what you said, and instead of standing 10 toes down on it, because let's face it, it's still what you believe, you decided to halfway backtrack and make a complete 360 and come right back to where the fuck you were. I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back. Big back energy is not a thing. It's specifically ascribing a certain negative stereotype to women who are larger, and that's not the case. Skinny women can be insecure. Skinny women can get played. All women can get played. Hell, all men can get played. Y'all gotta stop this narrative that because a woman is big, that something is inherently wrong with her. Okay? All big women don't suffer from low self-esteem either. Like, I need y'all to be so fucking for real today. Happy fucking Monday.
So Chárlamagne apologized to Risa today on The Breakfast Club. And in his statement, he was saying that he was generalizing and saying that it was big back behavior and not that she had a big back. So his apology, it didn't go very well, I don't think. It was very offensive to even big back behavior. What does that even mean? Like, if you would like to elaborate on that, I'm definitely willing to listen. But to say that that woman had big back behavior and you saying you didn't know what she looked like, you are only going off of the story that was being told. How was the story being told without it being acknowledged that she is a heavier sized woman? And then it goes into, I apologize if I affected her peace. I doubt that you affected her peace. The piece that you did affect is that you generalized, per your saying, big back behavior. On Tamron this week, she's on Good Morning America, so you're not affecting her peace. And then for you guys to go in and say, well, if you are a person that is already self-conscious about your weight, why would you get on here and share your story? Everybody has a story. Everybody is entitled to tell their story, whether they are average size, less than average size, over average size, plus size, obese, extremely obese, whatever. Black, white, gay, lesbian. Everybody's entitled to their story because somebody relates to that story no matter what you think about it. And the purpose of this app is really community, finding people that have the same story as you, that you connect with, and knowing that that's okay. It's okay for you to be who you are. And what the purpose of the conversation that was around it was, it is not okay to be who you are, which is not a true statement. It is completely okay for everybody to be who they are. And finding community is such a big deal to all of us. If it wasn't a big deal to them, why are you doing a radio show? That's your community. Radio, media, that's your community. It's okay for you to have your community, but it's not okay for her to have her community of people that have made mistakes in love, have tried and failed, have been so desiring of love that they would fall for the bullcrap. That is her story, and that is the community that she was reaching out to. If there was not a need for that community, she would not have millions and millions of views, and there will not be people reaching out to her like Tamron and Good Morning America. So community is a big deal to them, to me, to us, to all of us.
What do you guys think about Chárlamagne's apology? I feel like I agree to the fact that that apology was backhanded, especially because of the use of but, and at the end of the day saying she needs therapy. And as we're talking about the fact that if you know you cannot take opinion from several people, there's no reason why you should be sharing your story online. You have to be silent if you know you cannot take, opinions from different people. But someone who claims to care about mental health, especially for Black women, I don't think that apology was genuine. It's so obvious that it's not even genuine, like very, very obvious. I feel like he apologized because of that interview. The interviewer was almost in tears, like her eyes were filled with water Tisa when she asked Risa Tisa to talk about 3 things that alter her in the process of her sharing her story online. And then he went ahead to now spoil the entire thing by saying it's just generalizing, like saying people on the bigger side are so desperate for love, like they have big bag behavior. And I agree to the speech of the woman talking about how no matter your size, no matter your shape, you can still be treated in a very bad way. Like you can even still be desperate as well. Desperation does not have to do with your size. There are people who are slim and still desperate. Like, why are you even generalizing the fact that bigger size people have big bad behavior? So the entire thing was just like moving from frying pan to fire. He was directing it to Risa, and then he twisted it up and said he was just generalizing, then went ahead to recommend a therapy and still telling her that if you're conscious of your weight, then you shouldn't be online, sharing your story. How do you apologize to someone and still blaming them in that same line? Like, how is that even making sense? Let me know what you guys think about the apology. Do you think the apology is genuine? Does that sound genuine to you? Do you think you would have ever apologized if Risa Tisa did not pop up on Tamron Hall's interview? Do you think he's ever going to apologize about what he said? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.